Mark Zuckerberg once laughed at the idea of the crazy notion that someone could be influenced into voting for something that they read online. Well, now he's turning over hundreds of accounts believed to be run by Russian agencies that were spreading divisive ads during the 2016 presidential campaign. Yeah, so now Zuckerberg has about-faced on his previous idea that it's weird that there's no way that people could be influenced by what they see and how they vote, and has made a message actually apologizing, which I don't think has happened yet. Tonight concludes Yom Kippur, the holiest days of the year for Jews, when we reflect on the past year and ask for forgiveness for our mistakes. For those I hurt this year, I ask forgiveness and I will try to be better. For the ways my work was used to divide people rather than bring us together, I ask forgiveness and I will work to do better. May we all be better in the year ahead, and may you all be inscribed in the book of life. You may remember earlier this year, it was, no, not even this year, I think in the past month, it was found that Facebook allowed ads to be attached to specific racist terms in order to target specific audiences for that. And it seems finally there's some culpability being admitted by Facebook regarding the 2016 election, and about 450 different Facebook accounts who spent about $100,000 in ads on very divisive social issues leading up to it. Good, but not the best. I mean, I wish we could go back and not do this, or I wish someone had admitted this earlier, but it does look like Facebook is cooperating with the investigation of Russian collusion in the election and Donald Trump's campaign.
This kind of enters into an interesting new era for, I guess, the world, really. I mean, the amount of influence that social media has over people, I don't think anyone ever anticipated anything like that. So now people like Zuckerberg actually have more responsibility than I think they're actually even comfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, I also think this has something to do with Zuckerberg's alleged interest in running for office. I mean, it's rumored at this point, nothing's public, but it's something you would have to, this looks more like something you would say if you were thinking about being a politician or trying to be diplomatic or just along those lines. It's refreshing to see an apology, and it's refreshing to see cooperation in this as well. Facebook and Russia have kind of a tenuous relationship at this point, just a few days after it was announced that Facebook would cooperate with the investigation about Russian collusion. Alexander Zarov of the Russian communications watchdog has spoken about a new law that requires personal data of Russian citizens to be stored in Russia, saying the law is mandatory for everyone. Either we make sure that the law is observed, or the company will stop operations on the territory of the Russian Federation. Facebook has a substantial audience in Russia, but it is not a unique service, sounding like a little bit of a threat. I have a competitor for you, you're gonna lose business if you don't do this. It's also interesting that this mandate is being called into attention right now, because this has been called before, but only selectively. For instance, Twitter has complied to it so far, and they demanded LinkedIn would comply with the law last year. LinkedIn said no, and its access to Russia was banned.
I bet they're gonna do it. I bet they ban Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, well, because I mean the history of the Soviet Union and Russia and the amount of control they have over their populace, I don't think that they appreciate the freedom that people have to express themselves online in that way.
Yeah, but it's interesting looking at Facebook, even the differences between, I mean, when we look at Facebook ad sales, the differences between someone who's described as having a very liberal page, their feed, versus someone who's described as being very conservative is drastically different. So you're going to view this as being sympathetic to whatever way you view, just based on the cookies they use, the different ad tracking services they use. And it's nice to see that there's going to be some sort of oversight in this, perhaps in the future, because it is a powerful medium. It is something that should be scrutinized more instead of just a way for Facebook to make money. I mean, a lot of us have very harmless ad preferences, but when your ads are coming up being attached to racist terms, to very divisive political issues, maybe that's something that we should be understanding better and realizing the power of to sway people, to sway votes, and who is paying for these even.
Well, we are in a day and age where revolutions are actually being fed through social media. You know, if you look at Egypt and many places around the world, that's how people are communicating now. So it is, I think, a more powerful medium than even television has been historically.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you. Audience, do you think that Facebook is doing the right thing in complying, or should it be a separate issue altogether? Please let us know below, and please like and subscribe for more.